Welcome back to another Shadowverse gameplay video. Today, we're gonna be looking at the Burn/Dirt Rune deck. And it's gonna be similar to the previous deck. We got some couple different cards. We are now playing 8 of the Earth Sigils. I think that's a good number. One of the speculative cards, Enchanted Library, is still in the deck. The deck is cut down on a couple of the higher end cards. So if we look at the deck, we went up to 2 Wizardess of Oz. Maybe that's not a very good idea, I don't know. We're running a Calamitous Curse now, down to 2 Dance of Deaths. And we're up to another Professor of Taboos. So looking at the deck, it looks like a pretty fun deck. We'll see if we can get some results. I had some decent success in some of these test games that I have played. And we'll just see what happens. I think Dirt Rune's pretty well positioned in the metagame. Just because it always happens, when one deck is super popular, if you can find a pretty decent deck in the same class, you're gonna be able to mess up your opponent's mulligans. But unless we're gonna play against another Dirt Rune or Dshift, it looks like. So I never know if you're supposed to keep the Starseer's telescope on turn 1 or not. Like, it's definitely the worst Earth Sigil to have on turn 1. I think we're gonna go and get rid of the whole thing. Oh, that is much worse. I was kind of hoping for, Dwarf Alchemist a lot, actually. Was one of the cards I was hoping for. Oh, it's going to be a Dirt Mirror matchup. Gonna go ahead and say hello.
How do you do?
I think we can afford to hold on to the telescope here. Because we're going to be playing the Red Hot Ritual next turn anyways. See if they attack into us. No attacking with the scrap iron. No, what a guy. Oh, that's a pretty cool one to get. Well, I don't think either one of us is really in the lead. Our turn 4 and 5 are gonna be kind of weird. Goblin Mage, wow. I have been seeing lists playing the Goblin Mage. I don't really know if you're supposed to play the telescope like just cycling it like at all costs, but I'm gonna play the Carl here. It's gonna be bad against Halo Golem, and like specifically Halo Golem, but maybe your opponent doesn't have it. That'd be nice. They're gonna play their own Carl, well. We kind of were hoping for something here, maybe a Levi. Levi would be nice. Not that Levi, I gotta say. I mean, this is certainly the play, because it's the only card we have, but... See, on turn 5, what does our opponent play, really? I think I'm gonna evolve here. Our hand is super powerful. It's possible, though, that our opponent's hand is also very powerful. But... hopefully they didn't get a Levi from the Goblin Mage. I think, like... the old man Levi, yeah, this is the dangerous one for us there. I mean, if the Magic Illusionist there would have been really good for our opponent, but they don't have it, which is nice for us. Well, we can just go ahead and play the Telescope. A Carl would actually be pretty nice, I think. Enchanted library, yeah. We're certainly not looking for an enchanted library. It'd be interesting to see what our opponent plays here. Yeah, that's probably one of the better plays. Ooh, that's interesting. So it has to activate the Earth sigil no matter what. We'll go ahead and get a body on the board here. It's a nice tempo play. Do we need to evolve here? No, I don't think so. Looking at it, our opponent is possibly just going to play another professor. So Levi is also a play that our opponent could do. Makes our play here not great. Halo Golem, like none of our plays are great here. I don't really want to waste this, but I think it's fine. Like this is bad against our opponent playing a Levi, but come on. We don't really have a great play besides that. It's a higher reward play if our opponent doesn't have Levi. I mean, what can we really do against that? I don't know what we're hoping for here. I guess that's not the worst. I think we can just trade in here. I like getting the Crimson Sorcery in hand. Maybe, yeah. I think the other play there, I think is, yeah. That's kind of annoying that they have the Professor of Taboos #2. But I think the other play there is to play the Levi Evolve, and then use the Enchanted Library. Looking at it now, maybe that would have been a better play. Jeez, man. So I need Calamitous Curse and then a cheap Earth Sigil off the top, if for any chance. And my opponents have no burn at all. Like, yeah, there's the Levi. There's the 1 extra point of burn. Damn. Dag nabbit, baby. Come on, guy. Come on. Come on, please. I'm just trying to, play a lot of games. I'm just trying to play the game. Can I, Can you, It's quite the enigma, I mean, right? I mean, you just have to drag this card to my face. Or, drag this card, yeah, to the field and then point at my face. You see, point. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
You can't just do this, man. What? What? Is that a new feature? Because I've definitely been spam taunted But maybe like maybe it was before the patch. But come on, like it doesn't take you like 7 minutes to finish me off, man. Whoops. Go for that burn rune. I think this list is fine. Maybe I would take out the enchanted library, but I mean, what can you really do there? We kind of just drew a lot of the higher end cards without the lower end support cards. Maybe we could play it a little more optimally, but I don't think it would have resulted in a win. The opponent always had like decent followers, and Professor of Taboos was one of the key cards in there. Ooh, Forest. So
I guess you're looking for a fight.
playing first is good against.
Prove myself.
If we're playing against Forest here, this hand is just like overall not too bad. Maybe something like this. Hoping for, you know, turn 1. It's fine. Okay, well, Red Hot's back. We're only playing 2 Red Hots. Maybe I would increase to the 3rd Red Hot ritual, but kind of being a little speculative there. Red Hot ritual in like a follower-based meta, it's not too bad. But I mean, with Dshift there, you know, you don't necessarily want to always be playing. Come on, man. Come on. What is like if my opponent doesn't like slam down like Elf Child May or something, like come on. Let's take this long for turn 1. Waiting for a response, okay. Okay. Waiting for a response, that's I hope, you know, okay, there you go, Water Fairy then. I think Magic Illusionist is fine here. Water Fairy, so Sylvan Justice be kind of annoying, but Wood of Brambles be kind of annoying, so there's a lot of annoying cards. Forest with a 1-drop is, you know.
Unbelievable.
I don't think we're in a favorable position. That's maybe a good card. I mean, I think it's good if we draw like more 2-drops. So if we get like a Magic Illusionist. Definitely not an expert in like this burn dirt type of deck. Spring Green Protection. Okay, now I'm just kind of bamboozled because my opponent's just gonna take forever.
Hey, let's play. No.
Opponent's playing some sort of aggro forest list for sure. Maybe not Roach. Jeez. So pretty interesting. I think we'll just go for mana efficiency here. Calamitous Curse would be a nice one here. Yeah. I think it's nice to just have some insurance with the Calamitous. In case our opponent is a, you know, goes for a massive board flood, they're not gonna expect Calamitous Curse. Well, maybe they will, but yeah, I mean the enchanted library there was fine. I don't know what I really replace. Like, I don't know what was really better than it. So, Fairy Circle, okay. Oh. Kind of wish Calamitous costs 5 there. Hand is kind of sucky. Well, that was a. Yep. Okay. Well, I might as well just stop the video now. I mean, apparently I'm the master of horrible plays. Definitely should have played the Mage of Nightfall first there. Oh man. Probably gonna evolve here. Okay. No, we'd be in a much better position if we had like a follower on the board. But I'm very bad at sequencing, so we'll just go ahead and banish the opponents. We're not in a great position. Opponent's playing aggro, so it's similar to like it's like an aggro forest. I think it's better than the driver's ed deck. I would definitely include the whatever this thing is called, Imperia in most decks lists that I can right now. Yeah, I mean that's a good play from our opponent, setting up a possible lethal on the next turn. Levi, the old, the young version would be very nice here. Of course not, right? I'm gonna evolve here. Oh man. I'm not actually gonna cast one here. But I definitely was not looking for the Mage of Nightfall. I was definitely looking for like a young Levi. Opponent could have lethal here, honestly. Okay, that's interesting. They could still have lethal here. Beetle Warrior. Interesting. No evolve. I mean, our hand's certainly not great here. I don't think we're in a great position here. I mean, I'll go ahead and do this. Now my opponent's probably hoping for, Fairy Driver or Rhinoceros are the avenues that I can think of. Imperia is also. So, I mean, they got, probably 6 to 8 cards that are going to be, like, immediate lethal. But, Oh, yeah, forgot about the Beetle Warrior. This is one of the matches where the Mage of Nightfall is not the greatest. Mage of Nightfall it's kind of decent against like more control-y matchups. It's very good against like control-y blood decks, or blood with like a slow draw. Because there's almost no way for them to remove it besides like Revelation. Like, I think Revelation's the only card that gets rid of it. It's slightly weaker. It's like much weaker against Shadow because of Lurching Corpses, Necro Assassins. You would think it. I mean, it's good against controlier decks, but it's awkward against Haven, especially playing second. If you only have one if it's your only follower and then they drop a Tribunal on turn 4, it feels horrible. Well, we're not gonna be against a Runecraft Adept playing Blood. First, we definitely don't want the Levi. Well, Levi comes back. And it's always like when I think about a card, like I'm like, oh, I don't really want this card, and you just get it back into your hand. Uh, I think we can save this for value.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's also in this case, it looks like it's actually going to be playing double duty because since we did save it for value, when we play the I think we're gonna play the Carl. If the Carl lives, it's actually gonna gain us another life, which is nice. So that's pretty nice. Our board's looking not too bad. I believe our opponent's playing the more aggro version. Like aggro blood, not vengeance or anything else. Our hand's actually pretty good against, like it's one of the better hands against this type of a deck, maybe. Summon Bloodkin is interesting. Spreading out a lot of followers. I think we're able to just do this first. Hmm. I mean, we're getting a lot of life actually, but this isn't necessarily like the best board position for us. We're kind of hoping like the Master Mage puts in his like the double Levi like into Levi. It's gonna put in some work here. I'm gonna raise your claw. Hmm. Interesting here. Oh, another Levi, wow. I think this is the play. So here the greedier play is to not do this. Huh. To do greedy play here. Maybe not even call it the greedier play, but I would just say it's like, well, yeah, it is greedier because we're just assuming that they're gonna hit face and the Master Mage is gonna take it out next turn. But I'm assuming our opponent's gonna flood the board with some sort of cards. What? Wardrobe Raider. Wow. Okay, well, I did not expect that at all. Huh. Well. What is our opponent playing? I hope they don't play Kerberos. Maybe I do hope they play Kerberos. I don't know. Yes, don't forget. Oh, Professor of Taboos. That is one of the premier cards in this deck. Like if you get to drop that with the advantage, like it's just so good. Baphomet. What is the opponent playing? So they're not playing around the second Levi. Or maybe they can't play around it. Go ahead and see if we can top deck that Levi. Nope. I mean, surely it has to be Levi here, I think. I think we just go for some board control-y stuff. The last card in an opponent's hand is a Bloodcraft follower. Or maybe it's not actually. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Bloodcraft follower, because the Spiderweb Imp could have been the card, but we don't necessarily want to put our opponent to vengeance here. Okay. If they don't, like, I think we had the luxury of playing around, putting our opponent to vengeance there, so I did. Revelation, for some like, if our opponent randomly had Revelation, it would be kind of bad, so didn't really want to hit them in the face. Dealing with their board also,
War is so intoxicating.
dealing with their board also reduced the chances of us, like, okay, Curse Brand Vampire. Huh. So we just go trade. We only lose to Revelation. Okay, that also works. There it is, and I guess hitting them in the face there would have set up. Yeah, maybe hitting them in the face is also not a bad idea. If you hit them in the face, assuming they have nothing with vengeance, they're at 8. We have 8 on the board, so they have to deal with the board somehow. But entice them to take a more risky line, which was pretty beneficial for us. And I hope you all enjoyed that video. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later with some more Shadowverse content.